Today we're going to do a simple prompt or Agentforce prompt to assist us in checking documents automatically so that we don't have to do it manually each time. And in this specific scenario, before I discuss the use case, I do know that there are other YouTubers that have already explained this, but mostly it's for developers or sometimes it's hard to understand. So in this scenario, I'll help give you an example on simple prompts that you can use with a simple use case. So let me discuss the use case first before we start. In the opportunities we have for my client or for this particular org, we have opportunities that have files that are attached. And in those files include legal line items or legal... I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer or anything, so I don't know what that term is. But there are line items that we have to check that indicates that the contract, when renewed, is up for a 5% increase on the renewal of the opportunity. So again, there's an opportunity. The file indicates if there's a 5% increase on their renewal next year. Let's say if the subscription is for 12 months. So let's get started. In that use case, I want an agent or an automation or AI to parse the document that's attached on the opportunity. And we don't need to download anything from App Exchange anymore or anything, because the prompt builder already has document AI, or it already has AI capabilities to read the document. So let's start. So there's two things that I need. One thing will be the prompt or the prompt builder. And then the second, of course, is the flow that would understand the output. So let's start with the prompt builder. All you have to do to go to prompt builder is go to setup, home, and then just type in prompt or prompt builder and click on prompt builder. You'll be routed to this page. And then all you have to do is just create a new prompt. Now on the new prompt, all you have to select is the flex template type, and then just put in the name that you want. Let's say for my example, I want to name it Opportunity Parsing Helper or whatever. Sorry, I'm not good in the technical terms, so I'm not even sure if parsing helper is correct. But never mind, it's just for example. Anyway, so opportunity parsing helper, and then this helps us get the details within the opportunity or document. Let's just say document because you can use this for other flows as well. So document. So once you're done, all you have to do is just add an input, and of course you'll need to add the file. So the file object. So let's name this file, and then let's just look for the file object. Alright, so you're good to go. Just click on next. Now once you click on next, you'll be routed to the page because I already have one. Alright, you'll be routed to this page where you're asked to write in a prompt and use or select the data or the AI models that you want to use. So in this particular instance, I just used the default, but you can also use, like Gemini, Amazon, these different AIs. OpenAI, they also have this. Google Gemini, they have that. And yeah, that's it. And then once you're satisfied with your AI model, all you have to do is write a simple prompt. Now this is where it gets confusing most of the time because it's like you're talking to someone or instructing them on what to do. So in this scenario, I'm instructing this assistant to parse the opportunity documents and review the attached file for the exact text. Now you're not gonna see the entire text that I did, but there's a text in the document that's very specific because it's legal, and I'm just hiding it for just because it's company information. So anyway, so once you have this prompt or the sample prompt, I'm also going to put the sample prompt below. But once you have this prompt, all you have to do is just save and activate. So once it's activated, the next thing that you need is the flow. Now this is a simple flow, just so that we can use the prompt or give the prompt what he needs to do his job, or he or she needs to do his job. Or let me just say they. Let's say this prompt needs the document and the document ID. So to do that, there's two get records that we need. First is the get records element from the linked entity document. I tried starting with the document first, but it didn't work. So it's best that you try this method instead, where I get the document link first, and then the linked ID equals the record ID, the triggering opportunity ID. So it has to be the document link object of the record that has the specific content document that is on that object. So it should match the triggering opportunity, of course, in my use case, but you can use this in other objects. Now in this particular scenario, I didn't have to use all of the details because I just needed the content document ID. But again, of course, you're free to do anything you like. You can get all records if you need and whatever. For my scenario, or if you have the same scenario, you can just use this. So the content document ID, I created a variable for it, which is the document ID. Now the next get records element should be for me to get the document that equals that document ID that I just got from the first. So we'll start there, and then we're going to get, of course, only the first record. However, this might change if you have multiple files that's uploaded on your opportunity, but in my specific case, there's only one. So we get that, and then now is the fun part, where we ask the agent to get it. So the next element that you need is a action element, and just search that prompt that you created, and of course just label it, and the API name will just auto-populate. Now once you're ready, this is the confusing part. I was stuck here for like an hour or something because the document ID, or the document, let's say the file that the prompt is looking for, is actually the entire resource of the document content document object. So you'll have to make sure that you add the entire resource of this document that you just got from this get records element. So once you get the entire document, it will get the ID by itself, but it will actually get the entire thing. It will get the ID, it will get everything. And then once that's done, based on your prompt, what it needs to detect, it should give us outputs. So let's go back to our prompt. My prompt actually says that it should specifically say yes if it detects the item, or no if it doesn't. So let me go back to my flow, and here let's try to see if this works. So I'm going to debug it using my existing opportunity. Let's say this record. And this record, by the way, I already checked the line items. This does not have the indicator or the line item that says there should be a 5% increase. So all I have to do is just run it to see if it's gonna say no, or if it detects that the AI response says no. So let's run it. And there you go. So it does detect there's no. Let me just show you the output and what it looks like. So it does get all the data of the document, in record data standpoint, or what do you call that? But the output is what's important. So it does say no, and it does say due to this output, it allowed me to get the AI response, or the response, or the decision element to assign variables. For the next flow to use, in case I want to use this entire flow to detect if the agent, or if the AI actually detected it or not. So that's why I'm using variables to assign if it's a yes or if it's a no. And this is a better example, I think, of related to the prompt that I created, where we specifically look for the yes increase or no increase word, and also yes renew and no renew. Now, this is a very simple prompt so that I can detect the output and turn it into variables. But of course, if you're detecting specific items within the, let's say, the file, like let's say if you're looking for addresses or something like that, you definitely have to use JSON there, or, figure out a way to use the output to convert it to a formula. But with that said, this is just a simple example that I've given you so that you can start using Agentforce if you already have it for this particular use case. So if you have a similar use case, you can use this. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and see you on the next one. Bye.